Good morning everybody and welcome to this new project. This project is the final model of Architectural Design Studio 3, which is a project about a vertiport and an airport here in Milan. We decided to do the base in concrete. This is why we have these 3 packs of concrete, which is actually cement. So what I did yesterday was basically buy the wood. I bought a base, I bought these beams, and then I had to cut them. I didn't have the actual sew for the wood, so I had to use the metal one. And it was pretty hard. But I managed to do it. I took these 4 wooden beams that are gonna be like the sides of this big box that I created. I screwed them together so they're more resistant. Because the concrete, when you use foam especially, it bends a little bit. So I decided to use a very thick piece of wood. This is like 2 centimeters. So it's gonna hold for sure. And then for the base, it's not so important because it's gonna lay on the floor. So I just decided to take a 3mm thick base. I screwed this frame that I did to the actual base. This is how they do the structures in concrete inside. They basically take some wood, they do the mold for the concrete, and then they pour the concrete. You can see that I also put these white things in the box because they're gonna create some steps in the concrete base for a reason. Since we are doing a landscape studio, we need to highlight a lot the nature around and the surroundings, the landscape that we have in our site. So I'm gonna show you later what I'm gonna do to represent the grass. It's a very original way of representing grass. I saw it once from an architect, which is actually on YouTube. I hope it's gonna work. Okay, so let's get started because I have a lot of work to do. I need to do the concrete. I have 6 kilograms because I wasn't sure that 2 kilograms, 4 kilograms were enough. Look at the mess that I have here. Now I need to reorder. My ends are completely dirty. Also my hoodie and my beautiful pants, like here. I changed my outfit because I was full of concrete everywhere. I'm very happy that it's not spilling out because it means that I attach really well the base to the frames. I'm very proud of my engineering skills. So now while it dries, I'm gonna do some AutoCAD because I'm not only doing the model. So we'll see tomorrow how it's going. I will let it dry overnight. Alright, while I do AutoCAD and wait for the concrete to dry, let me explain what are my plans for the buildings. I will 3D print it and it's gonna use 0.5 kilograms of filament. We divided the model in 5 plates for a total of 15 hours of printing, which is quite a lot. This is me taking a selfie with the printer, and yes, I said in my last video that this was a temporary solution for the 3D printer, but I'm too lazy to find a better place for it. The following day, I decided to help the drying process by removing the frame. And this is why you see me unscrewing like a mechanic. I definitely put too many screws. So you just saw me taking out some of the supports from this cantilever part, and now what I'm missing is just these. I have few minutes before I have to go back to university, and this is the composition I made. What I did was to glue a cardboard to the concrete base because it's more resistant in this way. So since the concrete is a little bit curved on the surface, I need some way to hold the cardboard in place. Also, I noticed few cracks in the concrete and I'm a little bit scared that it's gonna break because the next step is gonna be flipping it. That evening, thanks to my dad's help, I could flip it and I was amazed by the precision. These are the clips about the progress of the buildings. I simply glued all the printed part together and I added plexiglass. In the meanwhile, I also downloaded and printed small planes because I was planning to add them into the model. I kept adding details like these very tiny flower beds with benches, but it was very late and I had to wake up early the following day for the delivery. Let me introduce you the final model. So let's analyze the model together. You can see that it came out pretty well. I love the contrast that the concrete creates with the carpet. I decided to glue the carpets to the base for the only exception of this one, which is removable just because I want to flex the precision of the mold of the base. I attached some trees in this area because in the existing site we have trees there. We also plan to have trees in this area, which is a new park that we created. Also, we added few trees here in the flower bed with benches. This cardboard that you see is to represent the path that we have, which are thought to be some kind of permeable path. Instead of creating all the tiles that we have, I decided to go for this option of the cardboard. I think it works really well in terms of understanding. Now let's go to the protagonist of this model, the building. Modular 3D printed buildings, because we can remove the roof. We have different floors to be shown, because here, for instance, it's cool to have discontinuity, but also to see what's below, while here was not so important. And also for this, we can remove the roofs. This is so cool because you can see the stairs, you can see the structure, the internal division of the spaces. It's something very useful to understand better how the building works. This is crazy. You can also notice that I attached some plexiglass here to symbolize the windows and the glass that we have in our facade, because it's kind of important to give materiality also to the glass. I didn't just attach the plexiglass to the facade. I also did the small frames that we have because they were too small to be printed with a 3D printer. But I could do them with a cutter, like very softly passing the cutter on the plexiglass. I also 3D printed few planes here because the use of this building is the exhibition for an airport that we have close to the site. I'm very happy of the result. I was scared that the white wouldn't look so well together with the concrete, but actually it looks amazing. And also another important feature that we have in this model is for sure the grass, because it is an unconventional way of representing grass, but it looks very nice, very, like, it gives the idea of having grass there. I wanted to show you also some zooms of the model to let you appreciate the level of detail. Starting from the base, the division between the doormat, concrete and cardboard gives very much the idea of a terrain section. The trees makes even more realistic the scene. They give the right proportion to the buildings in this case, and look how cool they are. Maybe also the sunrise light helped. The 3D printed buildings are of a unique precision, and they're not just beautiful by looking at them in the general composition, but also in the details. The presence of the glass and the stairs makes the building feel livable. And here are the two small planes. They're so cute. I hope this video was inspiring for you, to give you more creativity for the models, because I always see cardboard models, I always see like single material models, and let's say that they're a little bit sad. I like playing a lot with colors, I like playing a lot with the materials, and I think it's something important, the model, to visualize, to make real a concept that we have in our mind. More the renderings. The model helps a lot to see the relation with everything, like the surroundings, and also to see if the internal spaces work, and to see how the surroundings relate to our building and how our building relate to the surroundings.